My name is Meghan Guptill. I'm 23 years old and I grew up outside of San Francisco, about 15 minutes east of the city. And I currently live in Massachusetts, where it is snowy and cold today. Yes, that's a hard question. I am a politics major and gender studies minor at Mount Holyoke College. I'm a senior. I'm both excited and very scared to graduate. I love dogs more than humans some days. I like to read. I won't do that. I like science fiction. I'm interested in pursuing a career in humanitarian and crisis health, so working with communities in transition away from natural disasters or war or something like that. So I like talking about those things. That's me. So this is a question I've been thinking a lot about recently. I don't think I had the language for it until probably my sophomore year of college, when a fellow Mount Holyoke student who has since graduated invited me to this series of very informal get-togethers of people to talk about femme issues, and I was like, oh, that's a thing. Oh, okay. And just from that was born Femme Powered, which is an org I'm involved in. But I really feel for me, femme is a very internalized identity that is then externalized. And the way that I feel when I talk about being femme is something I've actually been feeling for a very long time. So, as for many people, I had a horrible 4 years of high school, and I remember the only time I really felt like myself was, I used to go to all these punk shows with my friends, and I would, wear these polyester dresses I got at the thrift store, and I had cut them up, and I was in there with all these tough older guys moshing and in my dresses, and that was the time that I felt most comfortable in my own skin. And I think that's the feeling I really identify as being femme, is it's being comfortable in your own skin and your own identity. Yes, for myself, and just not finding contradictions within that. So it's not oh, I wear dresses, but I also like to go, I also like to listen to punk music and be right in the middle of the mosh pit. But it's I like to wear dresses and I like to, there's no contradictions within my identity. I am what I am, and that's femme for me. Yeah, Femme Powered is an awesome organization, and I don't just say that because I'm on the board. But Femme Powered is an organization at Mount Holyoke that is been informally going on since probably 2012, end of 2011, 2012, but is, as of the fall of 2013, an official org. And we support and affirm femme-identified students at Mount Holyoke, allies. We have some really wonderful allies who come to our meetings, and people who just want to learn more. And we hold weekly meetings just to talk about different issues, what it means to be femme in a larger space, what it means to be femme at Mount Holyoke, queer misogyny, and we don't just talk about these issues, we try to actually do something, and that's our theme of this semester especially, is we're going to do something with this. So Femme Powered is a space that I promise I won't start crying when I think about it, but it's been the most accepting space I found on campus, and the place that when I look back at Mount Holyoke will always be a good memory and always be a good space for me. And I'm not gonna cry. I think the biggest misconception about femmes is that it's all about how we dress and how we look on the outside. And well, here I am speaking for all femmes, which I can't do. It does have something to do with it. Gender presentation, which is, involved in how you dress and how you present, and that is definitely a big part of it. And reclaiming those things is a big part of it. But for me, it's very much it's an internal identity. It's about being okay with who I am and finding strength in that, and then it just happens to be expressed externally. And I think that's the biggest misconception, is it's oh, you're queer and sometimes you wear skirts, then obviously you're femme. That's not what it's about for me. It's I'm queer and I find strength in being feminine, and it's very political and radical to me, and So yeah, I think that the biggest misconception is it has all to do with how you externally present yourself. Whew, that's tough. That's really tough. I'd say, I don't think I can pick. No, I think my favorite accessories, I'm gonna like just kind of be liberal with my answer here, is I have a bunch of jewelry that belonged to my grandmother, and she helped raise me, and she was a really important part of my life. So when she passed away, I got a lot of her jewelry, and just being able to wear that personal connection to her is probably my favorite thing, and I look forward to passing that along. I also have a pair of Doc Martens that I don't really wear, but I will hold on to because they're like my connection to when I was a little punk-ass teenager.
I've never seen you wear those Doc Martens.
I don't think I've worn them since I got to Mount Holyoke, except maybe once or twice, but I love them and I will never let them go. I was actually talking about this with someone earlier today, is that in elementary school and junior high, I think I wore like soccer shorts every single day of the year except when it was raining, and then I wore like pajama pants. So I think I look back at that and just kind of want to be like, really get your act together. But you know, there have been some pretty bad fashion choices in my, there's been some bad haircuts in my day too. It took me a while to get used to having curly hair.